Hey guys! So some of my team members know this, but I have waited a little while to post this or to do a Periscope because I've had some health things going on. But I wanted to make the Facebook post that I had talked about earlier. So for those of you that are watching, of course, I'm a distributor for It Works, and I had promised some of my team that I would make a post about the difference between working your Facebook and Instagram when it comes to the business. So things are a little bit different with Facebook than they are for Instagram, of course. So I'm gonna wait just like a couple minutes, like a couple seconds actually. I don't even know who all's on here right now. Hey, Caitlin. But basically, the main difference is that Instagram is all about pictures, right? So when you go onto Instagram, what you're looking for is interesting things to look at. You're not really, a lot of people don't actually read the comments. I don't know, like if I'm me, I like scroll through a whole lot. It's interesting pictures that grab my attention. So your before and afters and things like that are going to be super important because those are things that catch people's eye. But Facebook is a lot different. So I'll make an Instagram video later on. But Facebook's a lot different because it's mostly about words. So when Facebook first started out, it wasn't really, we see a lot of pictures today, but it wasn't really a social media where we shared a lot of pictures. It was more about like, what am I doing today? What's interesting that happened? Like, what can I tell people about my story? And I think it's really important for us to recognize that Facebook is going to be one of the easiest ways for us to really verbally tell our story. Like, we can get down to the nitty gritty of what's going on. So, Jade always has this saying, like, don't run from your past. You know, if you had a really rough couple of years in adulthood where you couldn't like pay for your electricity, or you couldn't pay your car payment, or you had to be on food stamps, like those are things that people can relate to, and sometimes it's a little harder to share those details with Instagram because it's your cold market. Facebook is going to be your warm market, so those are most likely people that you have known for a while, or people that you know now, or at least have mutual friends with. And so it's a lot easier to connect with people on Facebook because they already have a little bit of a window into your life. They already have a little bit of established trust. My face looks really big. So your warm market's really important because those are the people that you don't have to just be like, hey, I saw that you liked my post. Are you interested? You can be like, hey, I saw that you like this. How are things going with you? Do you think that this could be something that could help you? It's really a lot easier to start a conversation full out because you already know most likely the people that are commenting. And so I really think it's very important for you guys to remember that when you're on Facebook and you post a before and after, or you post a life post, whatever people say, hey, how much does this cost? Or I'm interested, or, whatever they do to indicate that they're interested, don't answer their questions in the comment section. That's super, super, super important because what you're doing is basically for every other person that is seeing that post, you're taking away your power to influence them. When someone comments and says like, hey, I'm really interested in the triple threat, how much is it? And you comment back and you say, oh, the triple threat, if you get this, this, and this, and it's going to be $95, or this, and this, and it's going to be so much. You're answering other people's questions for them so they don't have to reach out to you to get the answers. So anytime someone comments and says, hey, I'm interested, or how much does this cost, or what does this do? Make sure to comment in the comment section and say, hey, I'm going to message you really quick. That way, anyone else that has questions can either see that you're messaging people and send you a message right off. That's happened a couple times. Or they'll comment and be like, hey, I want to know that too. So it gives you the power of the conversation instead of them being like, oh, well, there's my answer, I can't afford it. Or, oh, well, there's my answer, so now I don't need to talk to her about it anymore. You may never know that person was actually looking at the post because you just automatically answered it. So it's really, really, really important not to answer questions about the products or about the business in the comment section. It's really important that you control that situation. You like see that they're interested, and you won't see that they're interested if they're just getting the questions answered by themselves. Another big thing, of course, is going to be posting your 3-3 rule. I have nothing against sharing pictures on Facebook. I have my Instagram linked to it. It's basically, a lot of people use Facebook for their photo albums now, but Facebook is really going to be a lot more about words. So if you post like a picture with like a short little tagline from Instagram, it's going to be a lot less interesting to people as opposed to you writing like a little paragraph or like an actual little blurb, like a little story, a little window into your life about what's going on. So your 3-3 rule is 3 before and afters and 3 life posts. And typically you want to do, like, the easiest way to think about them is do morning, afternoon, and night. If your schedule is kind of wonky, then that's fine. Try and get to 3. But you really want to give people those 3 life posts, because those are what's going to draw people into the actual business aspect of it. The before and afters are going to get customers, and that's great because we need customers. But the life posts are going to be what grows your team and what grows, your business as a whole. I'm looking at my little notes that I have right here. Most people check their phone within 15 minutes of waking up. Like, I know it's like the first thing that I do. I turn off my alarm and then I like pick it up and I check my social media. So try and catch them within those first 15 minutes. People are usually waking up for work during the week at about, 6:30, 7, sometimes a little earlier. But if you try and sneak your post in there, you're going to be one of the first things that they see when they wake up. And so that's going to be really important, because they're going to have it in their head from like the moment they wake up. And then if they see it throughout the day, that's just extra bonus. But if you can put that seed in their brains right when the day first starts, then that's what's going to help you be successful. And that's what's going to, plant that seed and have them thinking about it throughout the rest of the day. Another really, really, really important thing about Facebook, it's sad to say, but make sure that you have your friends hidden. And if you don't know how to do that, comment on here or ask your team members how to hide your friends, because unfortunately, not everyone plays nicely. We are one team, one mission, but that doesn't mean that you need to give up your potentials to other distributors, or even to other distributors for different companies. Like, you might have a friend who sells Avon, let's say. You might have a friend that sells Avon, and they see that your friends are really active and interactive with your posts. So they're going to say, oh, that's like, I want to have, sorry, my dogs are barking. I want to friend those people because they're going to be interactive with my posts. And then you have the liability, like, you give up the chance that maybe they might go to Avon instead of It Works. And we really don't want that to happen. We want to keep our friends in our tight-knit circle, and we want to be the only ones that have access to them. And then something that, if you guys don't know how to do it, is you can actually create like groups in Facebook. So you can, whenever you friend someone, you can add them to certain friends lists. So a lot of people only use this for like, oh, this is my parents, so I want them to see a limited profile. Well, you could actually make that work for your business too. Jocelyn Yates has a really, really good YouTube video on it, but basically what I always do is, if I have someone that's interested, even if I've been friends with them for 12 years, I will go into their profile and I'll click the add friends button, and then it has a option to edit friends list. And so I'll keep them in my friends list, of course, but then I'll also add them to potential distributors or potential loyal customers. And that way I have a Facebook running list of everyone that's ever been interested or might be a potential someday. So that's something that you can also do to help kind of make Facebook work for you. You can also prioritize whose posts you see first. So, if you're friends with other distributors, that's totally cool, but seeing their posts aren't really going to help you interact with your potentials. So what you want to do is, like, let's say you have a distributor that you're like, man, she always has really good posts. I always want to be able to replicate those. Thanks. So that's great. Go to her Facebook and get them. Don't have them pop up first in your timeline. Things you want first in your timeline are the people that you're essentially targeting. I hate to use that word, but that's what you're doing. By having your potentials pop up first in your timeline, it means that you're most likely to interact with them. So you're most likely to like their comments or like their pictures, like their statuses, comment on things. And so they're going to see that you're active and that you're a real person, that you're actually interested in their life instead of just like scrolling by them. So I'm still kind of battling with some health stuff, so I'm going to make this really short. But if you guys have any questions about Facebook, those are my main tips. Keep it simple, like as simple as you can. Keep up with your 3-3 rule as much as you can. Try to bring out the lovey-dovey emotions. That's the main thing with your life post that you're going to have success with, is posting about how it works paid for my milk, or it works paid my car payment this month, and we wouldn't have made my car payment this month if I didn't have it. So and I really think that it would be helpful for everyone if you started learning how to use the friends list to your advantage, because that's really helped me a lot in interacting with certain people that I want to make sure see that I am active and I am involved in their life. So if you guys have any questions, you can either text me or you can send me a message and we'll talk about it. But I hope that kind of gave you a little bit of ideas. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye.